going on, yo? I'm back here today with another Showdown Tournament replay. This is my World Cup of Pokemon Game 3. So like I said, it's a pool of 4 players. So this is my third opponent. Up till now I was 2-0. And so yeah, I just played this game about like an hour ago. So I figured, I might as well upload it because I don't have a video for today anyway. But my opponent is Reyscarface. Good player. He actually went 10-0 in Smogon Premier League this year. So, like one of the best OU players. And yeah, this is like one of the big highlights for a lot of people, at least for the OU pairings. And I know he's a good player himself, so I was like, okay, this should be fun. Yeah, so let's just hop right into the teams. So in Reyscarface's last game, because he played one game before this in the pool, he brought basically semi-stall. He had Chansey, Clef, Tangrowth, he had the boys. But then he had like a Zard Y as well for some offensive presence and a Calm Mind Clef. But anyway, he brought a very bulky team, and his opponent counter-teamed him pretty bad, and his opponent pretty much won. He did win, but he basically had a really good matchup as well. So I wasn't really sure what to bring versus Reyscarface, because I had a team loaded up with Medicham and Kartana and Volcarona and all kinds of fun Pokemon, but then I saw his team that he brought in the game before, and my team would have gotten 6-0'd by it cleanly. Like, there's nothing I could do to break such a fat team with my team. Even Medicham wasn't enough because he had a Mew and a Clef. So I was like, okay, I cannot bring that team. I'm just going to lose at preview. So I thought about what to bring, and I knew he was a really big fan of fat teams. He loves bulky teams. He loves stall. And he loves fat teams in general. He's in all of his games. He usually has like Toxapex plus Tangrowth, plus Steel type plus Ground type defense. Of course, like almost every game he has that. So I was thinking, okay, I should definitely prep for something like that. So I asked Jam, I'm like, what do you think I should bring? And Jam's like, just bring Zard Y. It breaks everything in the game. So I was like, okay, fine. So Jam gave me his team, which he used versus Dexa, and I was like, okay, this is a cool team. I played a couple of practice games with this, like 5 or 6, because I don't really use teams like this very often. I usually just use offense in Sun Moon, but this team was good because it's definitely a change from my usual style. It's more of a bulky offense balance type team, and plus I don't use Mons. I never use Dugtrio. I don't like that Pokemon. I never use it because it's just too situational. I really don't like using Doug. I've never used Zard Y. I rarely use, I use Ferrothorn a lot, but like, yeah, I wanted to use Doug plus Zard because it's just a good combo. Reyscarface's team is definitely a little bit more offensive than what I expected from him. I did expect him just to bring the Toxapex Tangrowth kind of balance, but he has Stealth Rock Clef, Spikes Ferrothorn, Bandit Zygarde, and I believe Subtran. It's Toxic Tran, it's probably Sub. Scarf Keldeo and Smackdown SD Landorus T. At the preview, I was pretty certain what I knew. Like, I knew all the sets at preview. It was gonna be Bandit Zygarde. It was gonna be DD Landorus because Keldeo is obviously the Scarf on this team. It just makes the most sense. Plus, he risks losing to annoying stuff like Volcarona late game, should this not be Scarf. And then Pharaoh plus Clef. I thought Clef might actually have some tricks up his sleeve, some maybe Calm Mind or something like that, but like that's not really a set. So I figured it was just going to be Rocks, and Tran was going to be like the sub-toxic, which is always really good versus me. Actually, when I was preparing with my friend ABR, he was like, he's 100% going to bring sub-toxic Tran versus you. And I was like, alright, we'll see, and I guess he got it right. But with that, I've talked long enough, let's just hop into the battle. So, turn 1 I lead off with my Celesteela because I was pretty sure he wasn't going to lead off with Tran, and looking at it, Celesteela leads off well versus basically everything. The reason I picked this is because I didn't want him to get up Hazards turn 1, and this stops Clef and it stops Ferrothorn. So he leads off with Clef, he puts up the Rocks as I go for the Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam does a good 59%, which tells me he has max defense because that's why it would do as much as it did. Now here, I actually contemplated going into my Charizard, not my Charizard, what did I contemplate going into? Oh, Doug. Expecting him to bring in Tran like straight up, but I figured it's a risky play. Plus, I want to keep Clef low because it's one of the things that can take one Flamethrower from Zard, and if he Thunder Waves my Zard, it's just going to put me in an annoying situation. So I click Heavy Slam again. This time it does a little bit more with a 62% roll, so I'm like, good. I'm going to keep this Clef low. Like, that's the main thing I want to do. He Hard Switches here into his Ferrothorn, which is a good play on his part because I'm never Flamethrowing there, and it covers me going into Dugtrio as well, predicting the Tran double. So he gets that play off, as I'm just going to Heavy Slam there. Now here I was like, I feel like this Doug play is way too obvious for me to make, and it's just, this is why I don't like using Dugtrio, because if you want to make the double switch, it's so hard because Doug literally dies to every single attack. It's very hard to bring this in. Oh, I should have specified. On Jam's team, he had Scarf Dugtrio plus Bandit T-Tar. This version has Groundium Z Dugtrio, because it helps more with Toxapex on Stall and Chansey and stuff like that. And Assault Vest T-Tar. Assault Vest T-Tar is a bad set, okay, like it's not that good, but I couldn't go with Band on this team just because this team can get 6-0'd by Volcarona late game. So I figured I would run Assault Vest. That was Jam's idea and it worked out. So I Flamethrower here because even if he goes to Tran, I do have AV on T-Tar, so I'm not that worried. I can still, like, go to it, scare it out. Flamethrower does a good 60% as he Leech Seeds up. Now here I know he's 100% probably going to switch out, so I double out myself and go into mute because I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to be able to get the defog off at this point, as he's going to make the point to go into his Zygarde. Now Zygarde was a good play for him to go into because he doesn't take anything from Heavy Slam and he can start putting on the pressure, but this play worked out fantastic for me because I'm able to just, you know, go for the defog and get these rocks out the way. As he goes into Tran, I wasn't going to double the Doug there. Again, like I said, it's just too risky, plus he could have also, you know, decided, maybe I'll go for the Toxic, wear down the Mew. I also thought he might just go into Clef, but yeah, defog was 100% always my play. As I go into T-Tar here, because it's my only switch in, like, I don't want to go into Zard on a Toxic. He goes for Toxic. Again, like I said, Doug Trio, it's hard to bring that thing in, dude. If he Magma Storms there, I lose my Doug. I'm probably going to lose to Heatran. It goes for the Toxic. Here I go for the Crunch. Just in case he subs to Scout for my Pursuit, I wanted to go for the Crunch. Because I could, you know, bluff the Bandit if he subs and then Pursuit him the next turn and get off a really good amount of damage. But he does go into Landorus. That damage right there confirms that he is indeed offensive. But again, I didn't expect him to be Scarf on a team like this, especially with Keldeo. He definitely wants some breaking power, and like a possible Specs Keldeo plus Bandit Zygarde really isn't good breaking power. So I figured this was going to be it. Now, oh, let me go back. Okay, hold on. So now this turn right here took forever for both of us to decide. Or, yeah, it did take forever for both of us. I actually have an image of this. Hold on. This turn right here took absolutely forever for both of us to decide. Let me pull up the image. Hold on. Oh shit, this is listen on repeat because, you know, I have to put that music in the background. Look at this image right here. Oh shit, it's like okay, I don't know how to put this in the, okay, but basically, if you can see, this looks so unprofessional. It basically is just us with our timer, and as you can see, 270 all the way down to 120, and it goes down below, but the dimensions are trash. So you can see we kept canceling and thinking about this play. So back to the battle. So originally I had Zard clicked, hard Zard, as I went for the Crunch here, because what Zard covers is the U-turn and it covers the Earthquake, and I really did not expect Ray to go for the Rock type move here because I knew this thing was going to be some Z move type thing, and I figured, okay, he's probably just going to go for the SD, or he's going to go to Tran or something like that. Like, I just know so I thought, okay, Zard is the play because he's not going to waste his Z Crystal here. And then I realized, okay, actually I can't do that because Zard legitimately 6-0s him if I get off damage on Zygarde. I even have Focus Blast for the Tran, and so I need to get up a little bit of damage on Tran, and Focus Blast will send that thing packing. So I was like, I'm going to go into Ferrothorn. Looking at his team, Ferrothorn is absolutely the most expendable. It loses to the majority of the Mons. I'm going to have to continuously defog my own his Rocks Awake, which I'll get up for free with Clef. And I figured my Ferrothorn is 100% useless in this matchup. I mean, it's not useless, but it's definitely not as good as it could be. So I'm going to go into my Ferrothorn here as he brings in, as he goes for the Smackdown. So I'm so happy I canceled the Zard play because I would have just lost it there. More or less, he probably predicted my Celesteela to come in, but yeah, I bring in my Ferrothorn here, which is fantastic. I'm going to use this as an opportunity to get up my rocks because I figured he wouldn't want to stay in, because like, I figured he was Smackdown, Earthquake, Supersonic Sky Strike, and then the last move he reveals to be SD later on, but I didn't know what it was at the time. Like, I thought, like, I wasn't sure if he would be SD, because SD Smackdown Dual Stab is, I mean, I haven't seen that set before, so I wasn't sure. I just knew he was going to be Z-Fly if he was Smackdown. But here I'm like, okay, Zard's coming in now. Like, this is the time to do it. Now here, I 100% know he's not going to go into Tran for fear of the Focus Blast, so I go for the Solar Beam because it, 1, catches the Keldeo, and 2, it's my strongest move to go for versus Zygarde, which will probably come in. And as you can see, Solar Beam does an absolute shit ton to Zygarde. It does like, what, 50? Yeah, 50 on the dot. So here I go for another Solar Beam as he goes into Tran, which is actually fine with me. This is actually really good for me because it showed me that the Solar Beam is going to do 11, which means Focus Blast is going to probably kill the next time he like comes in, or Focus Blast will kill from this range as well. And I was like, that's perfect, let me go for it. He goes into Keldeo here because this is a good play on his part because he can't lose Tran there. And Focus Blast again does 55, so Zard basically just did like 120% combined damage. I'm happy I hit that one too. Luckily Focus Blast connects there, I'm able to get off a good hit. I switch out here because of Scarf Stone Edge. As he goes for it, does 5 to my Ferrothorn. I had the double to Zard clicked here, but I was like, nah, don't do it, like, because I've put myself in a position in the first 15 turns to basically have the advantage to where making a double like that is just like preemptive and just not necessary, because at this point, I'm in an advantageous situation. All of his mons are basically weakened. Zygarde's at 43. He has no removers, so Landorus is coming in at 50. Keldeo is at 50. Heatran is at like 70. Clef is low. Ferrothorn, everything is at low. Like not low, but everything is below 70%, which is fantastic. He actually goes into Heatran here as I go for the knockoff, and here I was like, perfect. Heatran can no longer recover. It's at 50%. I have no use for T-Tar anymore. I'm gonna go to T-Tar, try and trap it, do whatever I want. Like T-Tar, I legitimately have no purpose using this mod anymore. Literally, it's here to make sure Tran doesn't go away as he Magma Storms. So now I can just spam Pursuit, make sure Heatran does not leave the field, and then trap it with Dugtrio. He goes for the Earth Power. As you can see, it bounces off and does no damage because of what's it called? AV. So yeah, Pursuit here, 25. It's like whatever. As I believe he's going to knock me out with the next Earth Power. Spit F drop didn't matter because first one did 26. So yeah, he kills me. I go into Migos and I don't use my Z Ground Crystal yet. I just go for the Earthquake to knock his ass out. And I believe he's now going to take this as an opportunity to bring in his Landers T. I'm walled by this. So like yeah, because I'm substitute Screech to make sure you kill the Chansey. So I go into Celesteela here, expecting him not to go right for the Smackdown. So yeah, here I've thought about this for a few minutes, and I mean about 2 or 3 minutes, and I was like, I'm actually just gonna go for the Heavy Slam here, because getting damage off on Landorus puts it in Sucker Punch range from Dugtrio. I know he's most likely Z Fly, but Celesteela can live, and I also realized again, I just need Zard to win this game. Zard outspeeds and KOs 4 of these guys, and Keldeo again is at like 30-something%, so I'm not worried. I go for the Heavy Slam here. It doesn't KO Landers because again this thing has it has decent physical bulk. Now here I thought about protecting, but I was like, nah, there's no point taking damage, especially when Celesteela destroys the rest of his team. So I sack Ferrothorn right here because again it did its job. It's not beating anything else on the team at this point. In fact, it gives Ferrothorn free spikes. It lets Clef recover. It's unnecessary to keep him. But now I can go into Charizard Y. I go for the Solar Beam here just in case like he goes into Zygarde and it's able to live a Flamethrower at that range. My play is going for the beam. He goes back into Keldeo. I believe he doubles. Yeah, he doubles into Clefable here. As I myself switch out, because again, I just have to. Zard will always get a kill. The reason I went to Celesteela here though is because it covers the Clef play. Because I figured Reyscarface is going to predict me to go into my Mew. Because in the sun it's going to be able to wall. But I know Secret Sword will never come out on that play. You're Stone Edging or you're going to go for like the Scald and maybe to fish for a burn. But I knew Celesteela is 100% my play. Because it covers all the possible options, and it does phenomenally here. So I'm able to go for the Heavy Slam here, as he just puts up Suicide Rocks because he doesn't want to go into anything. So I was like, okay, I'm in a good position. Celesteela has the +1 Spadef, isn't going to make a difference here. But I know he has to go into Zygarde here. Now here, I go for the Leech Seed. Actually, I Protect first, I think. Yeah, I Protect first. Honestly, I shouldn't have stayed in here. I probably could have just gone. I probably should have just Heavy Slammed here instead of Leech Seeded, because I am going to go for the Leech Seed and it's going to miss. Which, like, it's whatever. But, like, I didn't really. I don't know. At the time, I figured Leech Seed was my 100% play, because Celesteela can win the battle. Like, it beats the Keldeo and Ferrothorn. So I don't think I needed to stay in. But at this point, I was like, maybe I should keep Celesteela. Because I was like, okay, look. 1,000 Arrows isn't doing anything. It's not going to do anything to Mew. My Mew, or I guess Jam's Mew EV spread, is one of the like standard Mew spreads now. It's 290 speed, so you have 144 EV's Timid, which is basically to put you at 290. Adamant Zygarde hits 289, so you outspeed this thing by 1, and you basically wall it. I go for the soft build here over the Ice Beam, because I want to keep this thing at full. If he goes into Mew, like, whatever, like, why do I care if he goes to Mew? I'm a defog every day. But I did have to, Keldeo, but I did have to make sure that Keldeo couldn't come in and Pump Sweep. I had to make sure I didn't put myself in a situation to lose to Pump. As here, I'm going to soft build, I believe, one more time, right? Yeah, soft build again, and then I'm going to hit the defog, basically just to get these rocks out of here for good. That way Zard can come in on Ferrothorn, and it can basically come in on Keldeo if he doesn't Hydro Pump or Stone Edge, because it can take a 2 Scald in the sun. Secret Sword isn't going to do anything. I defog those as the Leech Seeds. Now I'm going to go for the Hard Switch into my Zard, knowing it's 100% fine, as I believe he goes for Thunder Wave. Yeah, he goes for Thunder Wave, which is like the play he has to go for, because he has to put some pressure on my Zard. Because the only way for him to win here is to like get lucky with Keldeo and Zygarde. So he goes into Keldeo there, and at that point, I basically won. Because if I killing that off means that my Mew is going to sweep. Because he goes into Zygarde here. Again, though, I have no reason to keep. I believe I sacked Doug. No, I go back to Mew. Yeah, because I figured Doug is the mon to keep because it can get rid of shit. What am I thinking of? It can. Okay, I think I Wisp here. I'm sorry, I'm forgetting. I think I Wisp here. No, I soft build. The reason I kept soft building here, because even if he crits and not interrupted, so I think what I was saying here is going to sack Dugtrio is like, it works, but it's not really a necessary play, because when Zygarde blocks itself into 1,000 arrows, I'm able to bring that thing in, go for the Z ground and knock it out. So I just go for the Will-O-Wisp here, as I believe he leech seeds, and I'm going to go right back into Zard. His only play is to go into Zygarde and me to get parried for him to get any leverage, but at the end of the day, Mew is always going to win anyway. Luckily, I don't get parried like this there, and Zygarde goes down. He goes into Ferrothorn. I knock it out with Flamethrower, and that's that. So this was definitely like one of my better played games. I was really happy with the way I played this. I feel like all the plays I made like pushed me closer towards winning, and I didn't really have any misplays. I was really happy with the way I played this battle. I had a lot of good mid grounds and stuff. I was really happy with the way I played this, because this was like the most important game to me in my pool, because it was versus the dude who's probably the best player in my pool. So I'm happy to end 3-0 and stuff like that, and it's just like, yeah, I'm just happy to end this way. So hope y'all enjoyed. Drop a like if you did. Later, I'm out.